the 11th, 2025, 6:32 p.m. Let the City of Grantville work session come to order. Mr. Gresham.
The first item, Mr. Mayor and council members, is our public hearing to discuss and receive public comment on the City of Grantville's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. We'll open the public hearing at 6:33. Anybody wishing to speak on the budget, please come forward. Anybody wishing to speak for or against the City of Grantville's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, please come forward. Seeing no one, we will close the public hearing.
All right. Hearing is closed. All right, Mr. Gresham.
We close the hearing at 6:34. Next item, council members and the mayor, decision on resolution number 2514 to adopt the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Of course, we can't vote tonight, but if anybody has any questions, we'll be happy to address them.
All right. Okay, moving on.
The next item is discussion on second reading of ordinance number 2025-09 regulating parking on city property. Basically, you can't park on right-of-ways or other city property.
And it basically addresses actual parking spaces to things like double parking, et cetera, on valid parking spots too. All right, any discussion? All right.
Next item is discussion on the second reading of ordinance number 2025-10 to regulate nuisance and malicious noise.
Mr. Mitchell and I talked about this today. The malicious and nuisance part is fine. We're trying to clean up. When it was originally written and we voted on it about this notion of during the day not being able to hear 300 feet away, well, that's kind of silly. So he's working on some changes to that.
So the ordinance, again, the city's existing noise ordinance is extremely complex and nuanced. As the mayor said, the way it's set up currently, it has different time periods. During the day, noises are not to be heard beyond 300 feet. And then in the evenings, there are time slots wherein noise is not to be heard within 100 feet. So basically, the way the ordinance is written, currently 24 hours a day there is some noise prohibition, and it's more restrictive in the evening than in the other part of the day. And so in looking at cleaning up these times, there was some discussion. The mayor and I talked about whether or not the council wanted to keep that in place or just put restrictions in the evenings. So I said, well, we could get input from the council tonight, if there is any, as to whether you want to kind of continue what we've got and add the nuisance language to that, or look at doing away with the current noise restrictions during the day, with the exception of nuisance or malicious noise as has been proposed, and then have other general noise restrictions during the evenings.
All right, so what are the council's thoughts on that?
So, I'm with, it's okay if we do away with the daytime and stick with the nighttime, except for the nuisance.
As long as
Yeah.
the nuisance, but that covers all those.
All right, any other comments on that?
That covers the people trying to be
Yeah.
spiteful.
Okay,
All right, we'll,
Thank you, Justice.
make
We'll
those
have a
revisions
conversation.
and get a draft to you.
Okay, all right, Mr. Shearer.
Next item, was taken off. It's, discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-11 to regulate use of consumer, fireworks. That has been removed. State law trumped it. The next item is discussion on first reading of ordinance 2025-12 to amend the Georgia Municipal Association Defined Benefit Retirement Plan Adoption Agreement, Article 2, Section 15, Retirement Benefit Computation, capital B, 1 in parentheses, small a in parentheses, flat percentage formula to 2% of final average earnings plus 1%. Basically, that's a lot of things. We have a retirement ordinance from the Georgia Municipal Association. It's a defined benefit plan, and they talk about in section 15 retirement benefit compensation, what your normal retirement benefit would be. And when the ordinance was passed, it was 1%, and basically after reviewing other cities, we pay Social Security. So we think it should be 2%. Other cities that don't pay Social Security have 5 and 6%. We do not think we should go that high because they don't pay Social Security. So what we're trying to do is get it on par with similar cities, and that's why we're going to 2% of final average earnings.
Okay.
The next item is discussion on reward of a contract for $254,087 to Rayland and Associates, Inc. of Carrollton to construct 6 pickleball courts at 92 Post Street.
And that amount does include landscaping.
$10,000, matter of fact.
Yeah, I saw it on there, it just didn't say add beside it, so I was making sure it was counted in the total.
It is.
And this is not just the courts though, this includes the shades and the benches and all that stuff that was on the proposal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Next item is discussion on authorization, agreement year 2026 annual subscription under the supplemental supply policy with MEAG Power, and for the mayor to execute the agreement. As you all know, we're a deficit city. We have to have 15% reserve, and we need some supplemental power every once in a while. So what we do, we go to a sister city in MEAG. We ask MEAG Power to be our agent, and they broker an agreement that is less than market rate with the other cities. It appears it'll be the city of Griffin, this year, just like it was the year before.
Okay?
Next item is discussion on letter of engagement with Gerald Pentecost to conduct the fiscal year 2025 audit. This is at a cost of $29,500, which hasn't changed since 2016.
Okay, discussion? Okay.
The next item is discussion on an intergovernmental agreement with Meriwether County Tax Commissioner to collect property tax on behalf of the city of Grantville for annexed parcels. As you know, we annexed a parcel in Meriwether County. So we're asking them to collect taxes on our behalf. And we suspect we may annex other parcels within Meriwether County because Meriwether County folks like the city of Grantville and their utilities.
Yeah, it was interesting, going through the budget and the millage, I was sitting here going, wait a minute, we have a piece of property down off that, you know where it is, it's down off the, Sewell property. I'm like, it's Meriwether, how come we don't have their taxes on there? So I talked to the tax commissioner. So I said, please get us an IGA because we need to collect something for that. So, there you go. Any more discussion? Okay.
The next item is discussion on expanding qualifications for appointment to citizen volunteer committees to include Planning and Zoning Commission, Parks Recreation Advisory Board, Historic Preservation Commission, and the Beautification Advisory Board.
Okay, so as we did with the events group, we expanded to include Coweta County, Grantville, and of course, the city of Grantville. And David had sent me an email on this saying he wanted to do this with the other boards. Now, for us to do this, I'm just going to tell you the logistics of it. We got to change the code in like 5 different places. So before we start down that path, I thought it'd be a good idea to take each one of these boards and say, do we really want people outside of the city of Grantville on this board? So we're going to start with planning and zoning. Do you really want someone outside of the city of Grantville on planning and zoning?
Depends on if they have an interest in the city. If they own
There may be more
property,
qualified people outside of the city as well.
businesses.
Yeah. That's a,
So,
I'm not saying I don't, I'm just saying. If it's
so you
open,
want, so I just thought out here, so someone from Newton can be on our planning and zoning commission.
if we accept them, that's what the,
that's before the council, right?
it still has to be voted on by us if we choose to
Absolutely.
work, that's what I'm saying.
The reason we're doing it this way is because whatever you decide tonight, he's going to have to change in multiple places, and now it becomes multiple code ordinances we're going to have to do.
Cause there's one for each board that was
Pretty
created.
much.
Every one of those is established by a separate ordinance, so we're gonna have to amend each of those ordinances, the qualification section of each of those ordinances to accomplish what you're trying to do here.
So based on what we did with events, let me just throw it out there then. Are you saying that for all of these boards, you want to do the same thing?
If the council has the ultimate vote,
As long
You do.
As long as we get to vote on it.
You get the ultimate vote?
Especially for like planning and zoning, I mean, like I said, there could be somebody who's more qualified as well, and that could be a plus for the city. If we allow them, if we're just keeping them only Grantville, that does cut out somebody who may be interested that may have really good qualifications.
they can have a Grantville address but not be within the city limits and still have an interest.
Or, I mean, you said a good point. They could be a property owner or a business owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and those categories are already covered. I mean, I think, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think qualifications that we set for the, most recent committee that was set up, the,
Mhm.
Special event.
special events.
So,
Yeah. It was, residents of the city, property owners in Grantville, business owners in Grantville, and anyone residing in Coweta County. So those were the categories, the four categories that, of qualifications for appointment to that, and Councilmember Clark is recommending that we add all four of those for all of these committees.
Mhm. All right, other comments?
I just have one comment, and I think the city attorney just answered that. Who put this on the agenda? Whose idea is this? Who's recommending this?
David Clark.
To expand our boards and commission
Mhm.
membership to people outside of Grantville.
Mhm.
I'm opposed.
Okay, any other? All right, so we'll make that change, and then this will
We'll
become
have that,
multiple
we'll have that
ordinance
on the
changes.
agenda for first and second readings.
Yep, okay. All right, Mr. Bishop.
Next item is discussion on special event permit application of the Grantville Kiwanis for the annual St. Jude Walkathon to be held September the 6th, 2025 at 8 a.m. and a rain date of September the 13th, 2025. This is normally handled by the chief, who accompanies, or one of his officers accompanies the walkers to and from Malcolm Clemens Recreation Center.
All right, every year, it's a good thing. All right, with that, business of the evening is concluded, we're adjourned. What's wrong with the camera?